An illegal Mexican immigrant is now charged with the murder of a woman in Grand Rapids. Her body was found on US-131 over the weekend. Good evening, I'm Andy Pepper.
And I'm Jessica Harthorn. Tonight, police say the suspect is no stranger to them. 25-year-old Brandon Ortiz Vite has run-ins dating back to 2017, but he was deported to Mexico in 2020.
News Channel 3's Autumn Pitcher is following up with federal agencies. They still have questions on how Ortiz Vite made it back into the country and when.
If troopers identify an undocumented individual, they're required to report it to Immigration Customs Enforcement, better known as ICE. Now, ICE would then determine if that individual would stay in the country or at what point they would be deported. A body laying on the side of US-131 near Leonard Street is what a Michigan State trooper spotted Friday, pulling over to find Ruby Garcia of Grand Rapids dead. Court documents reveal she was in the car with her boyfriend, illegal immigrant Brandon Ortiz Vite, when an argument took place and she was shot multiple times. 25-year-old Ortiz Vite calling Allegan County Central Dispatch Sunday to turn himself in. Court documents reveal he confessed to shooting Ruby, then dumping her body on the side of the freeway and taking her car, which was found abandoned in South Haven. The illegal Mexican citizen, a familiar face for law enforcement, having several run-ins date back to 2017 in Grand Rapids when he was cited for driving while unlicensed or on a license that wasn't valid. 6 months later, he was arrested and charged with illegal entry into a residence in Wyoming. But even so, Ortiz Vite remained in the country for 3 more years. Calhoun County Prosecutor David Gilbert says deportation is a lengthy process.
I've dealt with cases before where we're dealing with people that are in the process of being deported, but you've got appellate rights and there are adjournments and other things that actually stand in the way of deportation.
We reached out to Immigration Customs Enforcement today to find out why the Mexican citizen was allowed to stay in the country. Hi, this is Autumn Pitcher with News Channel 3 and did not hear back. The 25-year-old finally removed from the country in 2020 following a drunk driving arrest in Grand Rapids.
In talking to the sheriff, most of the people that are held by INS are being deported because they've been convicted of serious crimes, not because they're in our country illegally.
A statement we received from ICE says Brandon returned to the U.S. at a, quote, unknown date and location without inspection by an immigration official. Kent County Prosecutor Chris Becker says it's not a one-off case.
So we've got 2 cases now where it resulted in homicides, but that probably would, ignores all the other types of cases out there that are, your quote-unquote normal, your low level that don't result in homicide.
Back in 2020, a bench warrant was issued for his arrest when he failed to appear at a settlement conference. Now, it's 4 years later, and Ortiz Vite was finally arraigned. He is scheduled to be back in court on April 9th on the current felony charges that he faces. Now, Gilbert says if Ortiz Vite was sentenced to prison, he will most likely serve this time in the United States before he's deported. In Grand Rapids, Autumn Pitcher, News Channel 3.